Hey there, what's up everyone? Welcome to the part 2 of Python programming tutorial series for beginners. In the last part we discussed about how to install Python and Sublime Text on your Windows and Mac OS machine. Now whatever I do on this machine you will be able to do similar steps on yours and follow along with the demos. In this part we will talk about the most fundamental and basic concept in Python programming language, that is the concept of variables and data types. If we try to look closely, programming is essentially revolving around data and its processing, which makes data the central piece in the whole picture. Thus, it makes it very essential for any programming language to support storing and manipulation of data. Now suppose we have something like x is equals to 5. Here x is the name of the variable and 5 is its value. What this essentially means is 5 is the data piece which is stored in a computer's memory at some location, and x is the label assigned to that location. Whenever we call some function on this variable like print x, this function will basically get the value stored in that variable. So in case of print x, when we run this function, so I come to my directory where I have this file tutorial2.py. I run this file and here I get 5. So basically print can be used to print the value of any variable, basically value stored in any variable. Now if I want, I can directly print 5 here or some other number like 6, and if we run this function after saving the file, we get 6 or 5. So print is a function that can be used to directly print a value, or it can be used to print a value associated with a variable, basically a value that is stored in a variable. Now there is a difference here to the last video that we saw. In the last video that we saw, it was something like using double quotes. So what double quotes do is, here the value is not a variable, here it becomes a string, which is another data type that will come to shortly. Okay, so now one more thing I would like to mention is how the Python programs are run. So Python programs are run using Python interpreter. So Python interpreter is a separate program that basically reads each of your line one by one sequentially and then executes them. Suppose we have something like print x here, then we do x is equals to 6. So basically we can update any variable whenever we want by reassigning. Now we do print x, we reassign x to maybe 10, then we do print x, and if we run this, you see 5, 6 and 10. From here we can tell first this command is executed, then the statement is executed, then the statement, then the statement. At the end x is assigned the value of 10, and when we print it we get 10. Now one more thing I would like to mention here is that the first assignment is known as initialization of that variable. Now there are naming conventions associated with variables in Python, so you cannot name them anything you like. So a variable can only contain numbers, letters and underscores, and they cannot start with a number. So these are the only two rules that are required for checking if the variable has valid name or not. So as a part of this tutorial we will have a short exercise to see if you understand the concept of valid variable names properly or not. So here we have some variable names and their values that we are assigning them. So you have to tell which of these variable declarations are valid or not. So just hit pause and try to think for a while to see which of these are wrong or invalid based on the rules that I just told you. Okay, so now I think you have made an honest attempt at trying to find which are the invalid names. So we can first try to see them using our basically running our program, and wherever we find error. So we see 7abs, this is not a correct name, we comment it. I use a shortcut to comment my lines, that is command / on Mac and control / on Windows. Now we go back and we run the code again. You see this is also not a valid variable name. We go back and we run it again, and we see 8a is also not a valid name. So these were also very much evident from the rules that I told you. that numbers, letters and underscores are the only allowed in a variable name and they cannot start with a number. So for this start with a number, and that's why this is an invalid variable name. This has other characters than the 3 I mentioned above, so this is not a variable name, and this also starts with a number, and that's why it's not a variable name. For the rest of them we can just simply print them. So let me print those values to see if they are correct or not. So you see these are printed correctly based on the values assigned to them, and thus these are correct variable names. Now let me comment these again. So just select everything and do command / or control / to comment everything. Okay, so now we are done here. Now we discuss about the data types in Python. So there are 4 basic data types in Python. That is integers. These are like -1, 0, 1000, basically whole numbers, but which can have negative signs also. Then the second are decimal or floating point numbers. These are like your -3.45, 0.0, 1. So anything that has a decimal point in that will be considered as a floating point number. Then we have strings. So strings are something, basically these are texts which are enclosed within double quotes or single quotes, so that we know these are strings. So like this is a string. Hello world that we see in previous example, it was a string. And the last basic data type is a boolean, which are basically it has only 2 values, true and false, and these are case sensitive. So true is not same as true in small t. So just a point I would like to mention here is that Python is a case sensitive language. That means the cases matter here, and nothing can be replaced by its other case counterpart. So basically true is not same as true with a small t. Variable names, if you have x and you have capital X, these are not same. So this is what case sensitivity means. Now back to what we were discussing. Like if you want to declare a variable of each type, we can do something like this is an int, then this is a float, this is a string, this is a boolean value. And at any point of time, if we want to find type of a variable, we can just print its type. So we use the print function and then a type function, and type takes a variable. So we print type of x. We can also print types of all the other variables here. Save the file and we run it. So you see, so ignore this semantics for now, what is class and these brackets. So just focus on this int, float, stir, bool. So these 4 data types that we discussed, these are represented by their letters: int, float, stir and bool. And that's what we have here: int, float, stir and bool. So now that you understand how to assign variables, data types and printing the types of the function, let's move on to our next exercise. So in this exercise you have to find or what are the data types for these variables a, b, c, d, e, f, g. It pause for a while and try to find out what are the data types for these variables and if there are any possible errors in these statements or not. Okay, now that you have tried this, I will tell you the answer. So we just basically try to run it to find the answer for the code itself. So false is not defined here. So here if we see, we don't have any double quotes or single quotes, so this is not a string. This is obviously not an int or a float. So this can only be a bool. But for a bool, I already told you that there are only two values for a bool, that is true and false. And Python is not a case insensitive language. Thus false is not equal to a false with a small f. Thus this false does not represent anything, and basically Python does not know what this false object or value is, and thus this is a statement that is giving an error. We comment it, and then this should run fine, the program. Now if we want to print the values of all these variables, we just write the print commands and we run this function. So here we see we got these values. So we can see here a will be a bool, b will be a integer, c will be a floating point number, d and e will be strings, f is a floating point number, and g will again be an integer because it does not have any decimal in it. And similarly we have these values here: bool, int, float, string, string, float, and int. So you must be wondering why c is allowed, because we don't have anything after the decimal. So basically we can print the value of c. So when we don't have anything after decimal, 0 is appended automatically. So when we run this code, you see 2.0. So basically 2 dot or 2 point is assumed to be 2.0. So that's why this was a valid line of code. And with this, I think we are done for this part, and hope you enjoyed the video and understood what are variables and data types in Python. I will upload this tutorial file on my GitHub link, which is in the description box below. So be sure to check it out. That is for your reference purposes. And with that, I think it's time to say goodbye.